All right. So let's keep going. We got a segment or two to go. We're a little bit over an hour now, but I like to push the envelope. We'll see. This may be the last or second, definitely the second last. So what we've got here is the D minor. All these are two minors. You see, they're all two minors because it's the Dorian fretboard and it's the Ionian. The Ionian and the Dorian. The reason why we do the Ionian and Dorian is because when I'm doing the triads, they don't interfere with one another. There were no duplicated notes there. Okay, no duplicated notes, so we can map them out on the same fretboard. Add the 7 to get the half diminished. So with the to the Dorian, add the 7 to the Dorian. So it gives you that. So it's I'm doing this very carefully. That it's a Locrian seventh. By adding the 7 to 2, 4, 6, you effectively get a nice full Locrian seventh. You know, the Locrian is also it shares some notes with the G7, and we'll get into that. But for now, I've decided just to to make it as easy as possible. Because there are other ways to make a half diminished, such as go to the key of B flat, play a major seventh, and then raise the tonic up one, like that. Well, that's horror show to me. I don't want to find a B major seventh to do that. It's not in the mode. I'd rather be dealing in Dorian and then just add this. So it's like a 2-4, a 2-5-1. Except it's this. So it's like 6, 7 root. You know, it's you're not getting out of the key to find where that is. So, but I did try it that way, and I found it was too difficult. But it does share notes with the G7. As often, G7 is often used as a substitute for the Locrian seventh, for the Locrian rather. If you look at it, simply as 7, 2, 4, and then G7. It's just that we're not getting into G7 arpeggios yet. We're not getting into 4-note arpeggios. Alright, when we do that, I'm sure the G7 is going to be a great substitute for the Locrian. The G7 first inversion, because remember, there'll be 3 inversions and a root with seventh chords, right? If you got C major seventh, then you've got first inversion, second inversion, and then like this third inversion, and then root. So that's weird. I'm not sure if we're going to do all that, because then you could get into pentatonics, and then their inversions. And when you do that, you practically have the cage system. Let's say starting on the 3, like that, we get the C, start at E as the third of C. Okay, remember, now we go to G as the fifth of C. Then we go to A as the sixth of C. What shape is that going to be? Is the G shape. so we're doing this. We're going 3, 5, 6, root, 2, 3. The 2 shape I can play down here. All right, so 2 as a second of C. Okay, so those are essentially inversions, like monstrosity inversions, like 4 inversions and a root chord. What would you call a root C chord? I would assume it would be something that starts on a C. All right, so the one that starts on the C would be your E shape. I have it way down here. That's your root C pentatonic. First inversion would be up here. Second inversion. Third inversion. Root. Something like that. I think we missed something there. Anyway, so let's advance a little bit. Again, we'll take it back to the future. All right, so this is today's chart again, and we got to get into some interesting stuff. We talked about the minors. We're not done with the minors. Let's face it, we're not done with the minors. The difference between this chart, okay, and this is looking at the behavior of the arpeggios in 2 tripentatonic overlapping boxes. All right, so remember, we got caged completely here. Okay, something like that. We've got C, A, G, E, D right there. And then it goes E, D, C, A, G. Everything checks. You always got to check it. G, E, D, C, A. Everything checks. So that's a study, and we wanted to look at what happens when we do the arpeggio within the box. So we're just trying to stay straight in this box. Let's look at this one for the heck of it, because it's got a D. Arpeggio rule: when you arpeggio the chord from the bottom to the top string and one of the strings has 2 notes on it, that adds an inversion to your arpeggio as you started it from the low string. That means whether it's root, first inversion, or second inversion, you're going to go one inversion past that. So if you start on second inversion, now we can use this chart because we got a chart specialized in second inversions. Okay, so second inversion C starts on the 3rd. Where's that? Here. All right, so if we go, the normal is going to go 3, 5, root, 3, 5, root. If we go straight up in this D box here, here's our root shaped D, straight up 3, 5, root, 3, up, same string, 5, root, 3. Now we've gone 3, 5, root, okay, 3, 5, root. Now we get an extra inversion, 5, root, 3. Get an extra second inversion there if we use the same box, because it had 2 notes on one string. So that's how to play that. I mean, the way to play it, look at this. Just look at this stuff. What do we got here? We got an E minor shaped D minor. We're not doing D minor here. And then we've got a G shaped D minor here. Right here is a G shaped D minor. You see the G shape? Okay. That's very interesting. That's part of this box here. All right, that's part of this guy here. I don't know if I want to try to do the drawing tool or not. I guess that was the space out. Space out drawing tool. Let's use the little drawing icon instead of trying to do system interrupt. So somebody's always trying to interrupt, though, That's like existentialism, Oh, we have to reinvent the entire thing every moment. Whatever that's signed as. So here we got drawing.